But this is just a superficial analysis of the situation. In reality, when they left them, they had already destroyed their own traditional systems. They had got them shifted to a system which they were not fully familiar with, which they had not absorbed, of which they had no rooting in their own soil. The so-called Western democracy and the so-called military organizations and all that, they had not been digested, they had not been properly understood. They were just tools at the hands of inexperienced people. Like you give a fast car to someone who doesn't know how to drive. So all these are results of those. And the crime is directly emanates from the Western television pictures and movies, American movies and so on. When these Africans see these movies of mugging did not start in Africa, it started in America. It was imported from America to these countries. And when they see in the pictures what is happening in New York and other places, they start doing it. So again, all this, the whole pattern of crime everywhere in the world has its rootings in this non-ethical, non-religious concept of punishments. They have to return to the sanctuary of the Holy Quran if they want peace. Otherwise, they can go on attacking and the teachings of Islam as they please, but it has no substance, no reality in this. The reality is that Allah knows best how the human beings can be cured of their moral illnesses. And the system of punishment which is imposed by Allah is the only natural system. If you don't accept it, you will suffer the consequences as the West is suffering today. Any other question, please? Yes? Malik Nazir Sahab, have you got the prescription I left for you this morning?
Yes, I left it yesterday in the office there.
No, have you received the prescription which I left this morning?
No, I'm going to sit down.
So you can get it from Hadir Sahib. I told him to telephone you and give you the prescription on telephone. Which you didn't, or maybe he has left it with your wife.
No.
No?
I'm sure that,
You're coming from home now, directly?
I'm going to get tonight.
Yes, okay.
Thank you very much. No, as we are talking about the Islamic State, I think it's appropriate time to ask you a question which I've been trying to ask you for some time, but I didn't have the courage, I must admit, to ask you.
Why didn't you have the courage? I mean,
There's the shyness of it.
just that, that's right.
The question is, in an ideal and modern Islamic state of today,
Yes.
what would be the system of forming a government to run the state? Would it be an elected government by the people or nominated by the
Yes,
religious?
I have already answered this question. According to my study of the Holy Quran and the tradition of the Holy Prophet of Islam, peace be upon him, there is no definite system of government given to human beings as Islamic system of government. None whatsoever. That is to say, how the government should be formed and what should be the nature of those governments, democratic or sovereign governments or dictatorship or whatever. Nothing is mentioned. While Islam discusses, the Quran discusses, historically many such governments who were either run by the kings or by the people themselves, governments of mutual consultation as well, or religious governments as well, who were directly governed by the vicegerents of Allah on earth, who also held the political authority. These three types of governments are mentioned in the Holy Quran, and none is declared as Islamic government as such. Now, what is the corollary we draw from this? My conclusion is that Islam does not insist on one particular form of government, but it very positively insists on how the governments should carry their responsibilities towards the people. So one end is fully covered in such detail that one is surprised, and the other end is left open. For a universal religion, it had to be like this, because even today, in this age of progress, all the people on earth are not at the same stage of progress. Various peoples in various countries are living at different ages, though apparently it is 1986. But even today in Africa there are some people who are living in AD era. Some people in Australia are living in an AD era, I know. And so many other people in so many other parts of the world are living at different stages of history as far as their human development and the progress of their civilization and the form of government are concerned. So no one single form of government can ever suit all the people of the earth together at one time. Much talked about democracy has totally failed in the third world, because whatever has come out of this democracy has most often a form of dictatorship with the sanction of the people behind it, that's all. And the worst type of oppression have resulted from this democratic exercise in various countries of the world. What is the communist system? It has its roots in democracy. In the name of democracy, the worst type of communal governments, worst in the sense that they have a total sway over everything. And in dictatorships, they are complete and consummate. So in that sense, I mean worse. Worst type of dictatorships have been born out of democracy in one half of the world. And in other countries, it is just democracy is divided into various ladders. If Britain is standing on the top, Germany would not be standing on the same ladder. It would be standing to the next or in the third or maybe some other ladder. So the organized democracies of the world, which are most advanced, even they do not belong to the same age of progress and development. How could Islam then categorically and empirically determine one form of government for the entire world? If it could not, how could Islam claim to be a universal religion? So as far as the type of government is concerned, how it should be elected and whether elected at all or not, Islam gives us what the government should do and what the government may not do. For the people, that is the last part of democratic definition, that is laid stress upon, and to such a degree that every government, whatever form of the government be, finds itself completely caged in and finds very little room for spending the money in the wrong places or behaving to the people wrongly, because you should be just, you should do this, you should do that, no corruption and all that, all that sort of thing, how the government should be carried out. A complete picture of a secular government is created in the Holy Quran. This is the beauty of the Holy Quran. In the name of Islam, the concept of government which is given by the Holy Quran, as far as the dispensation of duties is concerned, is totally secular. And it categorically rejects the idea of religious sentiments playing their part in the way of justice. Even it carries the idea as far as telling the Muslims that even the enmity of those who prevented you forcefully from entering Kaaba for the simple act of performing Hajj, should not deter you from dispensation of absolute justice, even to your